Hi, everyone. Today we're going to be speaking with Robert Moser, a really successful and wonderful franchisee based in Houston, Texas. And he's been nice enough to share some of his stories with us, more about his humble beginnings with Maid Brigade, more about his background. And so we're going to take some time today just to get to know Robert a little bit more and more about his history with Maid Brigade. So, Robert, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to join.
So, I'd love to ask you just some questions just so you can share a little bit more about yourself. So, tell us more about your background and, before becoming a Maid Brigade franchisee and what you did previously.
Okay, before becoming a Maid Brigade franchisee, I'd had a couple degrees in engineering, so I'd worked as an engineer for a while. And then after that, I'd owned a couple other small businesses, and I was looking for a franchise system to give me more structure to help grow the business to a larger degree. And as I was looking at various franchise opportunities, Maid Brigade felt like the best choice to move forward with.
Awesome. Awesome. And now that you're let's say a couple of years into this, what would you say, are some of the biggest benefits from being, a Maid Brigade franchisee that just stand out to you?
Well, it's coming up on 25 years now, and
Wow, that's amazing.
just having the systems in place, especially in the early years, the systems and the structure, and then over the years, just all the innovation in the systems, and then the training from Maid Brigade and the wonderful colleagues and fellow franchisees in the system that have helped me to learn and to grow and to succeed in this business.
Awesome. That's fantastic. We never get tired of hearing about that. So, another question that comes to mind is, one of the things that's most prevalent in people, I think, evaluating a franchise before they jump in is understanding the level of support that's available to Maid Brigade franchisees. With you having those 25 plus years and with our company obviously evolving over those 25 years, what type of support, and I guess what stands out to you from a support standpoint for what Maid Brigade offers you as a franchisee?
From a support standpoint, Med Brigade offers a lot of structure, a systematic process to follow, and something that I think might be unique about Maid Brigade compared to other maid service franchises. Most of the support team has actually run a business or worked in a business directly. So there's a great deal of a hands-on experience in the Maid Brigade training and support department.
That's awesome. It's one of the things I always stress to people as well is being mentored by people that have actually grown successful businesses. You get to learn and practice and theory. So I'm glad that you feel the same way. That's fantastic. Some franchise systems, speaking of which, are described as, as a family. The word culture comes up over and over again now. I would say more than ever before. Is that true of Maid Brigade? Would you say that's an accurate statement?
Very, very much so. I remember going to the first convention before I'd opened my location, and I could sense that, and I could tell that so many people had been longtime friends, and now I've developed so many good friends and close relationships. Many dating back 20 plus years. It's been quite a valuable experience, and I've
That's
made
awesome.
friends for a lifetime.
Yeah, and then it's true. We see that in all the conferences, and it's nice to see that there's not cliques. It's just everyone always willing to share. So I'm glad to feel that you feel the same way. That's
I
awesome.
look forward to the conferences every year just to see old friends.
Yeah, that's awesome. Looking at your business, we talk about 25 years in business, and I think some people would say 25 years in business, Roberts must have hit a wall at some point. There's a ceiling to what, a Maid Brigade franchisee can grow. Would you say that's an inaccurate statement in that because there's always people moving in and out and that there is no ceiling necessarily that you can reach with Maid
By
Brigade?
all means, if you look at like the number of qualified households I have and the number of regular customers I have, you don't quote me on this exactly, but I believe my market penetration is below 2%. So there's clearly no ceiling on it, and that leaves room for competitors, individuals, what have you. But the market and the room for growth it's there.
Would you say, just to piggyback off of that question, that you don't need 20, 30, 40% to grow a huge business? You can have smaller percentage and share the market share with other companies and still grow a large thriving business.
Absolutely.
That's terrific. Um, how about lifestyle? So many people now, you look at post-COVID and people are like, I want to get my life back. I want to find better balance. Does May Brigade provide you the balanced lifestyle that you probably were seeking when you first got involved, with
It
May Brigade?
it does. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it took me a number of years to get there, but I typically travel 6 to 8 weeks out of the year.
Wow,
A lot of times I'm a lot of times I exercise, cycle, whatever before I come into work. Um, it offers me a very balanced lifestyle.
awesome. Awesome. With regards to the revenue model itself, we describe Maid Brigade as a brick by brick business, and what we mean by that is that you add customers, and that becomes that recurring revenue model because as you grow, you're just adding customers and ideally, I think converting them to become a regular customer, which is a biweekly customer. Would you describe Maid Brigade now as a recurring revenue model? Is that a fair statement?
Very fair statement. And I had someone mention to me years ago that one of the really nice things about residential cleaning, say as compared to janitorial, janitorial, let's say you've got a big office building, that might be 20 or 30% of your business. And you get a new building manager there that maybe the two of you don't get along and you can lose 20 or 30% of your business with one account. With Maid Brigade, most of us have hundreds and hundreds of regular customers. And you can add on to that one at a time. And occasionally, if you have a customer that's maybe not a good match, it's not a huge loss because you've built that business customer by customer.
That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So if we look at the 35 plus years in the industry, which is, great longevity, would you say Maid Brigade continues to innovate or do they sit on their laurels? And what are your thoughts on that?
Maid Brigade definitely continues to innovate. In 2007, we were the first national company with green cleaning. Um, we developed Green Clean Certified in 2020. We developed, Pure Clean and branded that using the electrolyzed water solutions. And then along the way, marketing innovations, um, innov- improvements to our cleaning system. Maid Brigade is dynamic and always evolving.
Awesome. Thank you. And how has becoming a Maid Brigade franchisee changed your life, your family's life? You have 25 years to speak towards that. So tell us more about how, Maid Brigade has changed your life.
It has changed my life for the positive in so many ways. Um, when I started in 1998, my daughter was 8, my son was 5. It gave me and my wife, plenty of time to share with the kids, um, ample time to spend with them as they were growing up, a very comfortable income, and a very comfortable lifestyle. It's been great in that regard. It's definitely changed my family's life for the better.
That is awesome. Robert, we really, really appreciate you taking the time to share more about your Maid Brigade story, more about your growth, and thanks for being so honest and open with us today.
You're welcome, Joe. It's been my pleasure.